what I want to look at. If I want to look at the scene from the left, if I want to look at it from the right here, you just click this. I want to do it from camera 1. Now if I don't want to, if I'm in between animating and I don't want to leave the, I don't want to change the camera position, you'll just go to director's camera, which will allow you to go around the whole scene. As you can see, the cameras, you can see the cameras right over there, and that just gives you some freedom, so you can see it from different angles. Then over here you've got collide with different objects, which will be handy. So it's so you know that the object isn't going to be floating, because sometimes you can get fooled by animating and you don't get it quite right. That kind of confuses you. Then over here you've got it so you can have it. This is another good one. So if I wanted this to be if I wanted that to be my camera, what's looking at, and this is my director's camera, see it from different angles without having to keep swapping back and forth. And you can do this 3-way, 4-way, and have a display in the corner like that. These here are your grids, which are basically just kind of handy, so you know where your objects are. As you can see here, usually I tend to just keep the floor on, but we're going to keep them all on there. Here you've got your bounding box for the display. You've got wireframe bounding box there, flat, garage, and texture. Texture is good for if you want to know what your lighting's going to look like, because it kind of gives you a basic idea. See how the light's affecting it. So the light's coming from that direction, coming down from there, it's coming upwards, coming downwards. Just keep it like that. And basically what it allows is to let you speed it up, your animation, if there's loads of objects on scene, and text could be the slowest. So the best would say is either wireframe or flat. It's sort of the in-betweeners. Box frame isn't really, if it's you're animating a character and you want to see how his arm motions figured out, you're best doing a wireframe so you can see it, because box really doesn't work out that well. So we're just gonna go ahead and just stay on flat. Well, we've got our time down here. I'm going to show you the sequencer bar, which is our timeline, and you've got your pick, which will, if I want to add, let's just start with what these are. These little triangles are called keyframes, and these are the basic motion. So if I want this, this is position 1. This is for that keyframe of the sphere here, as you can see. And I want the 2-second animation, and it's going to get from there to there. As you can see, the keyframe appears right here, and the animation comes out like that. Now the thing in between here is called a tweener, and it's basically what the motion's going to be like in between. So if you want to ease in and ease out to get a kind of a good motion, I'll show you there, the way it kind of slows down at the end smoothly. Then you've got the main ones are discrete as well, which is good for camera motion, which is basically just a full motion like that. You can make the threshold to do it in between 50%, which means it'll just appear in between there. So the best one to do is linear, and kind of give it a bit of ease, depending on what kind of motion you're trying to create for your object. Over here you've got your instances, which is basically your scene. If you want to add your scene effects and stuff, you just need to click on scene there, and you have your ambient, atmosphere, background, backdrop, stuff like that, and interface, physics, and filters. Then there's objects, and you'll see the text is still there, but it's not actually there. But basically it's handy if it's not actually here in your universe, but it's in here in your objects, and if you deleted that, then it's still here and you can just drag it back over. If you don't want it anymore, you can just clear it out there. Then you've got your shaders. If there's 2 shaders, just let's go to shaders here, and let's just say this had a shader on it. See the shader, it's handy if you want Just drag that default into that, so it's handy, so you're not having to swap into things. And sounds and clips. Then you've got your browser for all the presets, or if you've bought content, stuff like that, it appears. And you can also add your own content folders in. If you want to go to add folder, then you select the folder you want it to be in. As you can see that I've put in my own unicorn animation, my own models. And yeah, that's basically. Oh, there's one thing I need to show you. This is the modeling here, storyboard. Modeling's for like if you're using vertex or whatever, vertex and spline and things like that. Then you've got texture. Quick to show you, just click color and say change the texture or something. Then you've got your render room. Now the render thing, you just need to click render. If you wanted it to be a picture, you would go up to current frame. Then you've got your formats here, what camera you're rendering from if you have multiple cameras. And I'll go into more about that in detail later on in other reviews. That's basically a little introduction of the interface and layout of all the tools available. In the future I'll be showing you more about the textures, more about physics, more about actually animating and principles of animation. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.